Hello, my name is Austin Habish, the founder of Think Catholic, and you're listening to the Summa Theologica podcast, where we study St. Thomas Aquinas' Summa Theologiae in a way simple and insightful for anyone to understand. The Summa Theologica podcast is brought to you by Think Catholic. Taking 2 questions of the Summa a day, we'll seek to summarize St. Thomas's responses, discovering the brilliance of Aquinas and his Catholic faith. This is day 37. So let's get started. We're covering today questions 71 and 72 of the Prima Pars. That is the work of the 5th day and the work of the 6th day. The translation that I always use in these podcasts is the Second and Revised Edition translated by the Fathers of the English Dominican Province. And so here we go. As I mentioned in the last episode and would recommend again at the beginning of this one, if one has not already, to listen to the episode titled Genesis before listening to this one or the one before it on how Catholics interpret Scripture, and especially the book of Genesis. Today we continue our treatment of the 7-day creation account found in Genesis with the 5th and the 6th day, and each of these questions has only one article. That means this entire episode will consist of only 2 articles. So it may be a 5-minute episode, but in fidelity to the course we have chosen in our treatment of the Summa, taking 2 questions of the Summa a day, we will do so even here. But since we have the time, if I may, encourage the regular listener of this podcast to see this episode and the next one, which will end our treatment on the 7-day creation account, as a kind of mental break, a time to take a breath, reflect on God as existence itself, on his triune nature, the beatific vision, the angels, all of the wonders Aquinas has taken us through, and I have tried, by God's grace permitting, to make intelligible. This may also be a good time to listen to a previous episode, right after you're done listening to this one, because you'll have some extra time. And also because sometimes when you go back to a subject that was obscure at first glance, one finds that time in a second glance has somehow mysteriously made it make sense. But without further ado, here is Article 1 of Question 71, the work of the 5th day. Since the creation account follows a threefold pattern according to St. Thomas, the first would be the creation of the heavens, waters, earth, the second part being the due distinction and form given to each. That means light separating the darkness in the heavens, the firmament separating the waters, and the earth being separated into land and sea. And then the third step being adornment given, first to the earth on the 3rd day by way of vegetation, then to the heavens on the 4th day by way of the lights. Now on the 5th day we are right to expect an adornment of the waters, as it is called in Scripture, which seems to denote, according to the Genesis account, both the sky and the sea, as it says. And God said, "Let the waters bring forth swarms of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the firmament of the heavens." So God created the great sea monsters and every living creature that moves, with which the waters swarm, according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good, and God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters and the seas, and let the birds multiply on the earth." And there was evening, and there was morning, a 5th day. Then St. Thomas explains, "Hence, as among the 3 days assigned to the work of distinction, the middle, or 2nd day, is devoted to the work of distinction of water, so in the 3 days of the work of adornment, the middle, which is the 5th day, is assigned to the adornment of it by the production of birds and fish." And we move on. Question 72, the work of the 6th day. Now it's interesting that when it comes to this adornment process, it seems that the vegetation covering the earth was not considered by Aquinas a kind of adornment, because Aquinas considers the adornment of the earth to come here on the 6th day, even though we saw that vegetation on the 3rd day, and where Aquinas explicitly referred to that vegetation covering the earth as a kind of comeliness, clothing the earth like a garment. So it seems that either Aquinas does not consider the appearance of vegetation as a kind of adornment, but simply part of the giving due distinction proper form process, which was the purpose of the first 3 days, or he considers it an incomplete adornment, which must then be supplied here or completed here on the 6th day with the creation of land animals. Either way, according to Scripture, the appearance of land animals does occur here on the 6th day, as it is written, "And God said, Let the earth bring forth living creatures according to their kinds, cattle and creeping things and beasts of the earth according to their kinds. And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth according to their kinds, and the cattle according to their kinds, and everything that creeps upon the earth according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him, male and female he created them. And God blessed them, and God said to them, Be fruitful, and multiply, and fill the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the air, and over every living thing that moves upon the earth. And God said, Behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree with seed in its fruit. You shall have them for food. And to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the air, and to everything that creeps on the earth, everything that has the breath of life, I have given every green plant for food. And it was so. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, a sixth day. Then St. Thomas explains, As on the fifth day the water is adorned, so the sixth day, on which the lowest body or the earth is adorned by the production of land animals, corresponds to the third day. And I think that'll suffice as an articulation of the gist of Aquinas' take on the adornment of the sea, land, and air found on the fifth and sixth day of the 7-day creation account. And so we have just finished covering in very brief manner questions 71 and 72. That is the work of the fifth day and the work of the sixth day. My name is Austin Habish with Think Catholic, and I cannot wait to see you tomorrow.